Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back in for another video tonight. Today I'm going to be featuring one of my all-time favorite deck cores, archetypes, what have you, Atlantean and Mermail. I'm an avid fan of water decks in general, and this is just an amazing deck. And a lot of people like this deck. I would definitely think that it's safe to say this is a fan favorite deck. So let's get right into the video tonight. Everyone knows Dragoon's Ultimate Rares, super expensive. For a while it was like $90, but it's, above 100 now. Marksman's holding a pretty good price point too. Really quickly, I wanted to go into the super rares really quick from Structured Deck Realm of the Sea Emperor. This is actually the second print of this. There's only two prints of this. There's the Ultimate Rare, which is like 125 plus, or you can go with the Super Rare, which is like about 10 bones, about 8, almost 9 bones for the first edition prints here. First edition all across the board. 3 pages left of this. So this is going to be your only other option for Dragoons. You have to have Dragoons if you're playing any build of Mermail, Atlanteans. You're always going to run Trip Dragoon. There's just kind of no way around it. This card is so good. Really hoping they make another reprint of this. I really want this card in Secret. That would be really awesome. I love Secret Rare, and Dragoons definitely is worthy of a Secret Rare reprint. I don't really want to dip too much into this. Like, a lot of people cover this deck a lot because this is a really popular deck. It's a really fun deck to play. Depending on how you build it, it's relatively easy to pilot, in my opinion. Nepeta S is one of the cards I did want to review, though, because like Dragoons, this and Dragoons are definitely the best Atlantean monsters that we have up to date. They're just so awesome. There's two versions of this. There's the 2010 Ultra Rare reprints, and then the originals dawning from Breakers of Shadow. First editions are going to be run about $3 plus all across the board. Then it jumps to about $4, and then around $5. There's 4 pages left of this. This is just a fantastic card. I really hope that we get a Secret Rare print of this as well. I think it's definitely due for a reprint. There's only 2 prints, and I think a Secret Rare will just look fantastic. And the cards are so diverse, so much awesome things that you can do with it. So I wanted to showcase that really quick. And one of the last cards that I wanted to showcase is actually that was pretty much it for the Atlanteans. So there's really not that many. You can see only 19 results here, and that's with some duplicates of varying rarities and all that. Just beautiful artwork, an amazing archetype. Blends perfectly with Mermail. And here we go. So everyone knows about Megalo, the Secret Rares, and Abyssus Ultimate Rares. So it's always worth money. Abyss Gaios has actually gone up a lot. People have been reviewing this and kind of noticed this. This is definitely isn't the first time that people have noticed that this Ultimate Rare has been going up. I'm really happy I got my Ultimate Rare first editions. I want to say in the beginning of last year, and I don't remember how much I paid. I think I paid for like about 15 a piece. I think I got 3 or 2 of them. Even the Ultra Rares are seeing some pretty good price increases as well. Whole bunch of awesome plethora of stuff. But more specifically, I wanted to talk about Abyss. I just call this Abyss Salad. I always have a hard time. Abyss Alcia. I don't know. I can't read English tonight, apparently. I always have a hard time pronouncing this. I just call this Mermail Salad. This card is salad to me. That's what I call it. I'm going to call her salad. This is an amazing link card. This was an ultra rare solo print out of Dane, Dark Neostorm, and this card is just like insanely cheap. There's not really a lot of walls left anymore. You can see like the biggest one on the first page is a 10 of. Only 5 pages left. This card is just so ridiculously cheap. It's like 2 bones, if that. 5 pages, and it's just it's so good. Like, it's such a good, and it's a link to, and it's just awesome artwork. I really wish, again, like I'm gonna say this like the whole video tonight, I really hope we get a Secret Rare reprint of this. I like how it's a solo print right now, and it's insane how it's holding such a cheap price value with being a solo print, because Mermail Atlantean is just insane. Like, people, like, that has been a fan favorite deck forever, since pretty much like the dawning of those archetypes, since they came together and just made this really cool deck. So this is definitely a really good buy. If you don't have 3 of these, I would definitely pick them up if you're interested in playing this deck, because you need this card. This card is so good. Not everyone runs 3 copies, especially now that we're in Master Rule 5. I'm probably considering maybe even taking mine down to maybe 2, but I definitely wouldn't run any less than 2 of this card, of Salad, because she is just an amazing card for the deck, and I'm so happy that we got this card released. It's a big powerhouse boost for this deck. Advent fan of that card. And one of the last Mermail cards I wanted to review here was the Battles of Legends Light Revenge. This is getting pretty up there now in age. It was the first Battles of Legends reprint set. It is Secret Rare Abystus. I get it, the ultimate rares, they're harder to get, they're more expensive, they're higher rarity, they look really nice. I'll do admit that. I like ultimate rares too, but I might be a little biased here. You guys know my stance on secret rares. I really, really love secret rares a lot. And this card looks fantastic. This was the first set that we got the updated foiling, where like the monster attribute and like the stars, level stars, all that stuff got the foiling upgrade. These cards look so clean, so crisp. Deep secret rare foiling, really bright and vivid. And this is just really great. And this is still super cheap. There's not really a lot of big walls. There used to be tons and tons of walls. Only 5 pages left. And all across the board, first editions, they're like 2 bones. This is still incredibly cheap for this card. It's a little bit more expensive. I mean, it used to be for the longest time, it was like a half dollar, $1.50. Now it's about $2 range. But this is such an amazing rarity. Like, you know, it's not ultimate rare. It's 1 degree, 1 bump down from the ultimate rares, which are really expensive right now. But this is such an amazing alternative, and it's very, very affordable. So I would definitely check that out. Sea Diva came off the restricted list. I want to say I think this came to 3 or 2. I can't remember, but it's definitely not at 1 anymore. Super rare from Turbo Pack Booster 4. Obviously the highest rarity, like to get wise. Obviously there's the Ultra Rare Dual Sagas, which are actually my personal favorites. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the Super Rare 2-1. It's just really expensive. You know, it's old and it's hard to get, so I mean, not really too concerned about that. It's kind of unattainable at this point, because I mean, I wouldn't be interested in dropping almost 100 bones for a super rare diva when you can have the healthy alternative of Dual Saga. Again, Dual Saga on its own merit alone has a special wavy kind of cylinder like ultra rare still to this date. Dual Saga is the only set to have this special ultra rare rarity, and it looks really, really nice. Again, I'm not a super big fan of ultra rares, but the Dual Saga ultra rares are definitely my favorite up to date so far. So this card has seen a significant price increase. I'm so happy, and I made several videos quite a while ago specifically targeting Dusa and how this set was just, it's very unique because of the foiling itself, and how I think a lot of these cards are just going to be valuable because Dual Saga, like, man, that's old. That came around like the same time as Secret Forces, and it's just that Konami has chosen not to reprint this set. They've had a lot of multiple exclusive ultra rare sets, like we had Dual Power and Dual Devastator and Dual Overload, and but they have failed to develop this ultra rare rarity, which makes Dual Saga very, very special and unique on its own merit. And this card came off the list, and now it's $7. $7 all across the board for this card. I remember picking this card up for like a quarter, a half a dollar, and even like sometimes on very few occasions, and even like $1. It was so cheap for the longest time, and I picked up tons and tons and tons of these. And unfortunately, it looks like the price point is going down a little bit. I remember when it first dropped off the list, it was a little bit higher, but still holding some pretty good value compared to what it was, especially if you picked it up when it was like $1 and under. And I have so many of these. I really want to start unloading them. Unfortunately, I'm in El Paso, Texas right now. Next month, I'm moving back to Houston, Texas, where I have my inventory and pretty much all of my stuff. So I'm definitely going to be unloading some of these cards when I get home. Alright, next card is going to be Snowman Eater, specifically the super rare version from Turbo Pack Booster 5. This is insanely cheap. This set is super old. It's Turbo Pack. It's a hollow foil, obviously super, and this isn't like the best card like to play by any means. It's definitely out of date. The artwork is fantastic though, and its stats are great. One, it's a water. It's an aqua. It's a level 3. Has a 1900 defense. Has a pretty beefy defense. You don't really use this card to attack, so it doesn't really matter that it has 0 attack. But what really gets me is that this card's artwork is fantastic. It has like this little gremlin looking thing on the bottom of the snowman. It's on like this ice edge looking all cute as like a distraction, and it's got this monster under it. Really, really cool. I love the artwork and the fact that it is a super rare from Turbo Pack Booster 5, which is pretty ancient now. Definitely aren't really finding sealed Turbo Pack Booster 5s unless you're dropping a lot of money online. And this card's $5. It's insane. This card's only $5. And again, this card isn't like the best blowout card to play, but I think the collectability is there. Only one page left. It bottoms out at $20, but there's still a lot of options here, a lot of one-ofs. Here's a 4-of for $5.39. I personally invested in this. I will be honest with you guys right now. I bought 7 of these for roughly around a little over $5 for near mints because I really think that this is really cheap for what this is. And personally, I just think that the value isn't its collectability, and its artwork is really cool, and it's just a really old, hard to get set. Moving on, Abyss Soldier. There's other prints of this, but this is the best. This is the dual terminal common from DT6. This is a really cool card. It's always been at this price point that's like uncomfortable to me uncomfortable that I don't want to pay. Like I'm not comfortable paying $3+ for this card. Its effect is good. I love its effect. Its effect's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a slower card, but it's kind of an ignition like combo starter. It's got pretty cool artwork. I like the little trident thing here. And it's dual terminal. And dual terminal is bye-bye. Konami is no longer producing or manufacturing dual terminal cards. And again, it's an aqua, level 4. Attack is okay, 1800, and it's a level 4, so you can go into all those great XYZ plays. And it's just another great water card that I've always really liked. It was kind of under the radar, and it's just really great. But it's 2 pages left, but it's still like I would buy this card for like 2. I wouldn't really spend more than 2 for this card, but it's always kind of been above that. But then again, I mean, there's not a whole lot on the market, so it's kind of I don't really see it going down anytime soon. But really cool version of the card. So next, I'm going to review 2. Well, I guess not really 2, because the other one was Abyss Gaios. That was the other level 7. There's a lot of level 7s that you can go into depending on how you build your Mermail Atlanteans. And Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack is like one of the all-time most infamous rank 7 XYZs in my opinion. This card used to be like $100+ when Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy dropped. And it's obviously significantly cheaper now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the original print secret rares, which are still to this day a pretty good value. Unlimiteds are about 6, but we don't really care about that. If you're gonna go and get the secret rares, you might as well go all out and treat yourself to the first edition. First edition on the second page here is going to be about 11 bones, and it quickly jumps to 14 plus, and then to 20, and then 25. Only 3 pages left. But fear not, there is other versions. There is the, I want to say Mega Pack 14, Megaton 2014 was it? Yes. You can see the secret rares are different. The original print is a little bit of a smoother, clean secret rare, whereas the reprinted Megaton is kind of a little bit more edgy. I personally have this version. Now, when it comes to reprints of the same rarity, as long as the reprint that the reprint that's the same rarity is significantly, now emphasis on the significantly more affordable, cheaper, I always do not mind getting a first edition secret rare. For like cards like this, where the original print is a secret rare and the reprint Megaton is a secret rare, I really do not care. I mean, yes, collectability wise, and the original prints are harder to get. They're more valuable, but they're also significantly more expensive. Whereas you still get a secret rare. It looks really really nice, and it came out 2014 was about the same era of Lord of Tachyon Galaxy. So I still think that this is a really great healthy alternative. And look at that, it's literally like $5 all across the board for the secret rare reprint. Same rarity, looks just as good. And I like my rarity stuff too, and I'm particular about original print stuff when it comes to certain things. But I think that this is a fantastic buy. 5 bones for this, I think, is a really really good price. I think this definitely has potential to go up because it is such an infamous rank 7. But the only reason I'm not buying these is I already have a playset. I already have a playset I bought like quite a while ago. So I'm good. You only need 3 of these cards. I definitely wouldn't get more than 3. A lot of people don't even play 3 in their extra deck. I personally bought 3 because um, I think this card, I don't want to like have to like switch it if I'm playing like multiple builds of my Atlantean Mermails or whatever it may be. I just like to have 3 copies of pretty much everything that I invested for the most part. Infinity Chasers, of course, we saw a super rare, which again, like this is extremely affordable. It's $1, but when you can pay $4 more and get a first edition secret rare, like I would definitely spend the $4 and get a secret rare. I wouldn't really pay too much mind to these super rares, but it's cool that it's more available now. That's got a third or second reprint. Abyss Dweller. Okay, so this is one of the all-time best rank 4s in my opinion. This card is so diverse. There's so many different archetypes and decks that want to pitch to the grave and, pop off effects from the grave. And this card just says no. This card just stops it. This is a really old card, originally dawning out of Abyss Rising. Let's go ahead and look at the original print first editions. I don't have any original print first editions. I would really like some because this is the oldest print. Not the highest rarity because we just saw a dawning of an ultra rare reprint. I think Dual Overload or whatever. But the first editions we see here is about $2, so really not anything too crazy. And then it jumps to about 3. I've already kind of looked through all these. There's not really many big walls in the first editions. They're all pretty much just 1-ofs. Very few 2-ofs towards like the end of the last pages. So I really want to buy this card at 3. For $2, I would buy probably like 9 or 6 of these first editions. If there was some bigger walls, it's just really annoying because the majority of the listings left are just 1-ofs, and it's really hard to because you want to get the free shipping and all that and make your basket or cart or whatever at least $5, and it's just very time consuming, like specifically going and looking through that particular seller's inventory for stuff. So still very very cheap for this card. Again, it's just a super rare, but I don't even care. The sheer fact that it's a hollow foil, it's out of Abyss Rising, which is a really cool set, really old set now, and it's the original print. We have the Secret Forces super rare, which is significantly cheaper, which looks just as nice. Again, this is so when it comes to something like this, when they're both super rare, but the original print is just not that much more, then yes, definitely, again, because the price difference between the Secret Forces super rare and Abyss Rising original print is not that significant to me, in my opinion. So if there was bigger walls, I would definitely get. This is one of those times where you go for the original first edition prints, in my opinion, for same rarities. The Dual Devastator saw a dawning of the ultra rares, which are extremely cheap too. And it's a rarity bump. I mean, it's the highest rarity now as an ultra rare. I'm really surprised that this card has not gotten a higher reprint, like an ultimate rare in one of the OTSs, or like at least a secret rare or something, because this is such a good card. It's such a good generic level 4. And again, it's got relatively the stats as attack and defense is not really a big deal. But again, water, Sea Serpent. Sea Serpent is one of my favorite monster types. Just really cool artwork, and it's just a blowout card in general. You pop off, you get all your combos, you set up your board, you end with this, and you basically just neglect your opponent's plays for a whole turn. It's pretty incredible. This is just really cheap. This just came out, so obviously this isn't going to be a big deal. So, a really awesome card, though. Next card is going to be number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark. This is a solo print dawning from Premium Gold, Infinite Gold. A lot of people make a lot of jokes and trash this set, and it is a pretty trashy set when it comes to the gold and stuff. But some of the secret rares, the secret gold, actually look very, very nice. And this card is no stranger to that. I personally think that this card really doesn't look that bad. The name looks kind of crappy, but the actual artwork with like the secret gold looks very, very nice for these XYZs. More particular towards the XYZ monsters. XYZ monsters and secret gold, for some reason, I just kind of got a thing for. I think they don't look that bad. They look pretty cool sometimes. And this is the only version that we have of this card. It is a solo print, so it's just another Water Sea Serpent level 4 water support XYZ, and it's just a really I like this card a lot. I like its effect, and it's cheap. It's $2 pretty much all across the board for first edition prints, 4+ pages. I personally invested into 3 of these as well when I picked up my super rare Snowman Eaters as well. Next card is going to be a card that's pretty popular, pretty mainstream, is going to be Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark. A lot of people use this to combo off with Totally Awesome and like frog builds and what is it? Maybe even Paleozoic. Fantastic artwork. There's a couple different versions. This is the original secret rare from Abyss Rising, and this card is pretty pricey right now. It always kind of has been ever since people started comboing it and figured out you could bust out Totally Awesome with it. Even Unlimiteds here we're seeing are 16 bones, so for an unlimited version, that's a really high price point for even an unlimited version. First edition is on the second page. It's going to be $23, $23, and then $27, and then just keeps on going up from there. Only 3 pages left of this. This is just another fantastic Water XYZ. Totally Awesome. You know, can't go without mentioning it. You know, I normally don't like to cover super mainstream like meta stuff, but Totally Awesome is just too good. This is literally like, is this card still hit to 1? I don't even know. I'm really bad about checking like the ban list and stuff. But this card, just the sheer fact that like you can negate something, destroy it, and then set it and use it against your opponent, like that is so busted. It is such a crazy effect. Artwork is kind of silly. I never was really a big fan of any of the frog stuff. There's Frog Monarchs. There's a Totally Awesome frog deck that's, cool. I never personally was interested in building it or anything like that. You can see the frog stuff here, Paleozoic stuff over here. So this is the original secret version from Invasion Vengeance, and this one is sitting at about 15 bones, and then it jumps about 18, 3+ pages, so still relatively expensive, but then again, for how good this card is, and being the original print first editions, anything under 20 bones for this card I think is very, very reasonable. So right here, this one up for 15 and for 17, I think those are going to go by pretty fast, because this card is just, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's really strong, and yeah, like that's all I can really say about that. There is a Mega Pack reprint. So if the original secret rares are going for around 14, 15, let's see what the 2017 Mega Pack. Again, you can see here, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I've never had this card before. I never owned this card. So I haven't seen this card really up close and personal to really know the difference. But you can see, kind of like how like on, what was it? On Draco Sack, you see the secret rarities, they're different. Like the original print's like a smoother, lighter secret rare, where the reprint Mega Pack was more predominant, more foily, kind of more flashy. And I think potentially it's the same with Totally Awesome. But it's like reversed, whereas like the original print, it's kind of like more like tinfoil, kind of more bright and like flashy, whereas like it's a little less predominant in the Megaton reprints. But I don't know. Again, I've never had this card, so maybe that's just like the picture that TCG player used. So again, original prints are around 14, 15, and like, see, it's the same thing. Like here, they're like $15 for the reprint. So it's like, why would you get the Megaton reprint when you can literally pay pretty much the same price, maybe $1 or $2 more for the original print secret rares. So this is a perfect situation of what I was talking about earlier, where the original prints and the reprints, same rarity, but they're just practically the same price. So again, you might as well just go and spend a little tiny bit more. The price difference is not significant enough to get the reprint. Just get, for right now, until it gets bought out of the market, go for the original print. Alright, so the next, this isn't water stuff besides the Glacia one that I'm going to show right here. But I've always really liked the Elemental Lords. I think they're really, really cool. This one is for win. It pops all your opponent's monsters. It's super cheap. It's literally like 75 cents for the first edition secret rares. There's a pretty big wall on the second page. You can check that out. This one's pretty cool. This fire one's just so terrible. It has such a crappy effect. Was really disappointed in this one. Really cool artwork though, but it has just a garbage effect. So yeah, I just wanted to show it because it's part of the package for I wanted to show all the attributes of them. Grand Soil. This one was really popular when it first came out. It saw a lot of hype, and it was a relatively expensive card. And now it's not really that expensive. You can get first editions for like $3-ish, $2 plus, and 5+ pages. This card's pretty cool too. It's basically like a Monster Reborn. Molin Glacia is obviously the most popular one. It has the best effect. You pitch 2 cards from your opponent's hand, which can be pretty devastating. And it's got really cool artwork. It has like this cotton candy looking secret rare foiling here. It's really awesome. Another great card from Abyss Rising. Abyss Rising was such a good set. I never really thought about it before, but there's a lot of cool cards that came out of Abyss Rising. And this card, like right off the bat, it's like about 10 bones here, and then jumps to 14, and then just slowly increases after that. Only 3 pages left. So this is obviously the most popular one because its effect is the best. And it's just, again, Water, Sea Serpent. Level 8. These are all level 8s too. So really good in trading fodder, advanced draw fodder, and you can just do some turbo moves to draw through your deck. It's pretty great. Flames of Destruction gave us the dawning of the light one and the dark one, and I'm really so happy that they made this Fairy and Fiends, because again, I'm a big Advent Dark World player, and I really love level 8's Dark Fiends. Like, that's perfect. That's a trading target. That's an advanced draw target. That is a rank 8 play for your graphs target. There's so many great things in a Lure of Darkness target. There's so many great things I think this can go into. They made them just super rare, so they're really, really cheap. I'm sorry, Flames of Destruction was the Fairy one, and then the Fiend one was Cybernetic Horizons. So super, super cheap. Plenty on the market. Again, these are just super rares. And they're really good cards, though. This one, it's a Regeki when you summon it, and then this one is just it's like a crazy searcher. You summon it, and then you search a monster at 1,500 or less from your deck to your hand. So it's basically like I guess either was it Witch of the Black Forest or Sangan. I think more of a Sangan effect. A Sangan effect on legs that you just pop off from summoning it. And having 5 Darks in your grave is really not that difficult at all. Alright, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was, every once in a while I like to talk about investing in sealed structure decks. I'm a really adamant believer in, when a structure deck first drops and releases, the best time to do this, and you believe in it, you think it's going to be a fan favorite deck or really popular, or that the cards in it is going to increase in value after a while, after the decks go out of print and they become hard to get. Unfortunately, not anymore. Probably when the deck first dropped, when you could get these decks in bulk for even less than the normal price of 10 bones per deck for first editions exclusively. I did some simple math now here. Because Dragoons is such an expensive card, like, Dragoons itself already pays for the original price of the structure deck when this first dropped. So I've been doing some research. If you want to take this, again, this is just a quick search I just did on eBay, and I was looking for cases, or this is a box. These are cases. This is a box. So this is for a box of eight structure decks. So rough estimate, it's $147 divided by how many decks there is. There's 8 decks in this one case. It's roughly around 1837. So about 18 bones plus per deck. So over time, this is a relatively old structure deck now. Over time, the deck has increased $8.37 roughly since this card, this structure deck came out. Here is the deck all laid out. Obviously, it's a lot of these, like heavy infantry, marksman, deep sea diva came off the list, so obviously you saw some pretty good increase point. We got abyss soldier, Moray of greed. This isn't my personal favorite. I prefer to even get. There's a super rare, but it's really expensive. The super rare, it's an OTS super rare tournament pack or something. I'm waiting for this to come secret rare personally. But my favorite prints right now is actually the Star Strike Blast First Edition Original Commons, which I wanted to get, but there's not really a lot of big walls, so it's kind of annoying. It's like that, it's like a $2-3 card when it's not a lot of big walls. So I like to buy in bulk. I like to buy like 3+ more when I go and invest on stuff. So I'm not quite ready to get this card yet, but so yeah, you can see here Dragoons are like 8, 9. Couple dollars for these. So this deck is already paid for. So if you would have invested in Structure Deck Realm of the Sea Emperor when it first dropped, you would have money. You would have profit. I mean, just from pretty much Dragoons alone, because it has not seen a reprint besides the Ultimate Rare, which is just like 125 plus right now. So unfortunately, right now, I don't think that it would be worth it. I was trying to find. If these were significantly cheaper to get, and it's best to do cases. Yeah, people sell individual ones or 3-ofs or whatever, but the best thing to do as soon as a structure deck drops, an example, I made videos about this, me specifically, when Soul Burner came out for Salmon Great, I bought 3 cases, first edition, right off the bat, mostly because of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom didn't have a lot of reprints back then, and the common itself was going for I'll even show you right now. Even it was going for $10. So I mean, the Ash Blossom itself, even just being a common, it paid for the whole entire structure deck. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's one word. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Okay. Where is the common Soulburn? It's still to this day, it's crazy. Everyone Ash Blossom is an amazing hand trap, amazing artwork. I'm not really a big fan of the alternate artwork that came out, but just whatever. More cardboard for the players. This card is still $10. It's insane. This card is $9-10 still to this day, and it's fluctuated. It's gone down. I don't think it ever went past 10. I think 10 is where it's capped out, but still to this day, I'm surprised there's only 4 pages left. How is there only 4 pages left of this? It's insane. Who was buying common Ash Blossoms? But, again, specifically, that Ash Blossom was one of the reasons, plus Soul Burner was a big deal. A lot of people were excited, and the Salmon Greats were kicking ass. And they were winning big events, and they were getting a lot of support, and they really grew to predominance with this structure deck. So that was one that I personally invested in. I invested in 3 cases of first edition of that. Of late, I haven't bought any cases online, but I've been going to Target and Walmart, and here over, right now I'm stationed at Fort Bliss right now in El Paso, so I've been hitting up the PX, and they've been restocking first edition sets of Shaddoll Showdown. Shaddoll Showdown is, Shaddoll's is an infamously famous fan favorite deck, and that's just a personal thing. It has the alternate version, alternate versions of Winda and Construct, and it's just a fan favorite deck. And you hold on to these, and you get the first editions. You hold on to these cases sealed, and after a couple years, these hold great collector's value because they're first edition, they're sealed, and some of the cards it takes forever to get reprinted, or they're just that's just my personal belief on that. So. Anyway, Realm of the Sea Emperor is just another example of that. You could have done that if you knew about this deck, and you knew that it was going to be, obviously at the time people didn't know that this was going to be mixed in with Mermail and become a really great fan favorite deck. But now it is, and it's been several years, but you can see here it's already had a price increase of $8.37 roughly over the years, which really isn't that significant. Usually I like to see a little bit more profit, a little bit more price increase. But then again, like, this is just another example of that system works when structure decks first drop and you really believe them. Another example is Zombie Horde. I'm really kicking myself in the butt for not, because I was like looking at it and I was debating and for the longest time when Zombie Horde came out, remember it dropped when I was still in Japan, I was like, I really should. I know I invested in Soul Burner. I really should invest in Zombie Horde. Like, it has Banshee and it has Balroach, and just there's all these really great cards that came out, and you can check it out right now. Like, Zombie Horde right now is it's a lot of money. Like, Banshee alone, I think, is like $7 or $6 or whatever by itself. Balroach is like 4 or 3 right now, and maybe even 5. So there's great value in this. It's just a really good idea personally. I really believe in investing and buying on bulk, because when you go in here when it first drops, you can even, like, when you buy cases, you can even get them cheaper than $10 per deck. Again, always go for sealed first editions and just hold them, and they will develop value. If nothing else, at least for collectability and sealed status alone. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.